Okay, so I'm going to talk about this whole Snowden thing. I think he's just a self-absorbed, egotistical, like, he's a narcissist, like a lot of the millennials. He's a narcissistic kid who, by a lot of the accounts, and by what's coming out, one, they didn't even do a complete background check on this kid, because the company that was doing background checks while this Snowden dude was hired, around the time that he first got the job, the company that does the background checks for this contracted company he was working for, the NSA, was being investigated for their practices of not doing background checks, and in the hiring practice of this company has a really like spotty record of hiring people who aren't qualified and then giving the runaround to people who are qualified. So, and then like this whole timeline really makes it seem like, okay, this is what I see and what I've gleaned off of what other people have found. One, I think he was talking to Greenwald before he ever got the job, and then they went and he got the job so that they could find something to create a scandal for Obama. And two, it's backfiring on them. Glenn Greenwald says, oh, his partner, his husband's laptop was stolen, and I'm like, why is this information on someone else's laptop and not on yours? Or something suspiciously is stolen. It's the only thing stolen. Bullshit. I don't think there was any files or any information. If there was, it would actually make Greenwald look bad. Greenwald left the United States because he said that it wasn't accepting of his lifestyle, his lifestyle. The fact that he's, gay, has a husband, and I'm like, steadily over the last, 8 years, basically, marriage, gay marriage has been steadily becoming legal, civil unions legal, and then with the overturning of DOMA, there's no reason for him to be a self-imposed exile. And other reports make it sound like Glenn Greenwald is kind of a hypocrite in that he never really was critical of Bush, and I never really heard of him, I don't think, until recently. And like, what's funny is like some of the people who are now supporting him and saying, hey, didn't even like him before this whole Snowden thing. And I think, again, it's part of a huge ploy to maybe get their career back. And the thing is, someone said that it was condescending of Obama to describe Snowden as a 29-year-old hacker. I don't really think he is a hacker, and if it sounds condescending, good. Because the fact of the matter is, Snowden didn't do anything that wasn't already known. It was known as early as 2006. And I, again, am irritated with all these little millennials, okay? These millennials and borderline Generation Xers who think that things that are going on right now are so horrible, but forget what happened during Bush. And I think a lot of things like that we see going on right now has a lot to do with changes and displeasure with the current president. And so, like, I mean, fact of the matter is the FBI and CIA don't work together still. And it was part of why information that pertained to in the 9/11 report, the whole thing shows that there's a lack of cooperation going on, and there's just so many different things going on that do make things difficult for Obama. Obama's not an holy saint or anything. I think there are things he's doing that I don't agree with. But frankly, I think that, and I'll keep saying it, that all these people that are whining about Obama not legalizing marijuana, I think deep down it's a racist feeling. You won't acknowledge how racist that is to think that because he's you think somewhere because he's black, he's gonna be cooler. He's gonna be cool. He's younger. He's gonna be cooler, and he's gonna legalize pot for us. You know how racist that is too? It's just racist because legally speaking, or statistically, anyways, many African American men go to prison on bogus charges, and a lot of them stemming from marijuana possession. So, and a lot of the people that are all this legalized marijuana are these yuppie little white kids. And, white kids with privilege of being white, whether they're from a working class background or a middle class background or a rich background. You have this privilege of your skin color that has allowed you to get away with a lot more than someone who is darker than you. And your attitude about marijuana and not liking how unresponsive Obama has been to things. I mean, there are certain things that I don't think are that easy to change, and marijuana is one of them. It's gonna take probably another generation of voting for the right people in office before the laws are gonna change. But again, I still think that people who are supporting Snowden are the same people who wanted to legalize pot and then are upset. Same people who, don't really have experience in life to really judge what activism really is, and they shun people who are real activists, and of course some of those people that were activists in the 60s and 70s suddenly wanted to get rich things, so became their own enemy, became the people they despised. So there are very few true activists that have stayed on the same path. But don't reject them and don't diminish the work that they've done. But like I was saying, a lot of these same people that I've seen in Occupy movements, they're looking for something specific and they're not getting it, and their racism and their classism shows. And so their next target is always to blame Obama for things that he had nothing to do with. Yeah. And Snowden, I think, was a distraction, and everyone that's all being supportive of Snowden usually are very active on the things that are going on right now that are going to really screw you. Restrictions on reproductive rights. They overturned DOMA in Supreme Court, but then they're like, they want to revise the voting rights. What are they going to do? And everyone's silent on it because they'd rather concentrate on, Snowden, because these people don't vote anymore. You know what? If you don't want to vote for your president anymore and you think it doesn't matter, go somewhere else. Leave the U.S. Let people who want to vote come to our country and become citizens. Because obviously you have no concept on how important your vote really matters. So go become an exile and go to a country where you actually have to bleed in order to get your right to vote. That's what I think. So keep drinking the Kool-Aid that Snowden and Greenwald is feeding you.